My 25M girlfriend, 23F, has been weird since having a seder at my parents'. So, I've been dating my girlfriend, Lily, for a little over a year. It had been going great, and we were getting very serious, even talking about moving in together. So, my parents asked me to invite her over to their house for a Passover seder last month. For those who don't know Passover, it's basically like a meal combined with a story to celebrate the story of Exodus, the Jews being freed from slavery in Egypt, Moses, etc. I've only had one other serious girlfriend, when I was in college, and she was Jewish. Lily is not Jewish. But honestly, my parents don't care. They didn't really like my ex, and seem to really like Lily. I grew up very secularly. All that being said, there are a lot of Jewish-specific things happening during a Passover Seder, so I think my parents, especially my dad, felt this need to maybe over-explain things to Lily, and it seemed to make her uncomfortable. I didn't say anything at the time, which I regret, because I did notice that she seemed off, like quieter than usual. But I also thought that she might just be a little quiet because she was meeting my parents and that saying something might draw more attention to it, which she wouldn't want. Not an excuse, just an explanation of my mindset at the time. Anyway, since then, and it's been nearly a month, Lily's been kind of distant. She usually spends most nights at my apartment, but has only been over a couple of times, and hasn't wanted to have sex. I noticed this within a week, and tried to talk to her about it. I apologized for my parents' behavior, and emphasized that I love her and her not being Jewish doesn't matter to me. She just turned kind of blushed bright red and said it was fine. But it's obviously not fine, and she doesn't want to talk about it. Does anyone have any advice on how to broach this again, or what to do or say? I'm really lost, and I don't want to lose my relationship over this. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. If she won't talk to you about it, there isn't much you can do. You might be completely wrong about why she is upset, but how would you know?
She ouves you a conversation.
If she won't have a conversation about what she is feeling, your relationship isn't going to work. Thanks, I definitely feel that. The thing is, communication had never been a problem for us before. Maybe you're right, and I'm making too many assumptions though. I could try just like pointing out what I'm noticing her and asking if something is wrong? Commenter 2. There are so many things that could be going on in her head. Might not have anything to do with the over-explaining or the Judaism itself. Although it also depends on what you mean by over-explaining. Are we talking about just explaining things like what the salt water represents, or are we talking stuff most Christians would also know, like who is Moses? It can feel insulting to have things you already know explained to you. It's going to take a conversation of her explaining what's on her mind. So maybe open with her seeming a bit distant or upset lately and see what she says rather than assume it was about the Seder. And if she still says it's fine and nothing's bothering her, you either believe her or she's just bad at communication. The over-explaining was not things like who Moses was, but it was still kind of overbearing. It felt a bit like they were trying to introduce her to Judaism, which I thought was weird. And my dad just like going on about why we use the Haggadah, etc., when I really just wanted them to get on with it. But everyone's right that it might not have anything to do with the Seder. I'm definitely making assumptions because the change in her behavior came right after the Seder. I'm going to talk with her in a more open-ended way and just try to be honest and give her space to be honest without judgment. I'll update on it if people are interested, and if the sub allows. On when asked if he being Jewish does matter to his GF.
No.
I guess I hadn't considered that, because she knew I was Jewish when we first met and it had never been an issue. But maybe you're right, because this is the first Jewish ritual or holiday she's ever participated in. As I said, I was raised very secularly, so it's just never come up. It would make me incredibly sad if that broke us up. I'm not planning to have any kids for at least a few years minimum, but I would be happy to raise them in multiple traditions when I do. Update 1. It's been a weird fucking week, so I apologize if this isn't the most coherent update. After I posted, I really appreciated the advice noting that I might be making some assumptions about what was upsetting my GF, Lily, so I asked her if we could talk and that I just wanted to be open with each other. She agreed to meet up on Friday after work, when we normally would anyway for a date. So I made a nice meal for her at my apartment, her favorite thing that I cook, this creamy, lemony pasta dish. And then afterwards I tried to just kind of have this open-ended conversation about what I noticed, e.g. how she's been more distant. And was there something wrong? She was really hesitant, just looking kind of nervous, and then she just kind of blurted out that the Seder made her uncomfortable. Okay, so that's what I thought, right? So I figure, okay, let's talk this through. It turns out that while she knew I was Jewish, she didn't think I was so Jewy until she came to the seder. I cringed and told her that the word Jewy was inappropriate and she did not like me saying that. There's a part of the Passover seder where we say, next year in Jerusalem, just like a kind of hopeful attitude in light of the Jewish diaspora, I think? Anyway, she said that she found that part really inappropriate given the current war in Gaza. I told her that those things were not connected. My family has no real connection to Israel and the seder is hundreds, maybe thousands, years old tradition that long predates the modern state of Israel. She didn't seem to care about that. So, I finally asked her if she had a problem being in a relationship with me given my Jewishness. She emphatically stated that no, she loves me, but it was a shock and she needs time. That really threw me though, and I asked her what she needs time for, but she didn't have a real answer. So I went to my parents for the weekend to just kind of get away, since I wasn't sure what all this meant. While I was gone, I got an alert on my phone that an AirTag was following me.
E found it hidden in my car.
I called Lily and she denied it was hers, but I was pretty sure she was lying since she's not a good liar. Finally, she admitted she was trying to see where I was going and if it was to the temple. I honestly haven't been inside a temple since my bar mitzvah almost 13 years ago. Anyway, it should go without saying that I ended it. I blocked her on everything. I destroyed her AirTag too. No clue what the fuck is wrong with her, but it feels anti-Semitic, I guess.
Wish had a happy update.
I thought she was the one, but fuck me I guess. Edit. Due to popular demand, this is the recipe. Op provides a link to it. I double the recipe and use more cheese and lemon zest than it calls for, but not exact amounts. Just kind of go with the flow on adding more. You all made me laugh with your desire for this recipe during a time when I am feeling really fucking low. So thank you. Edit 2. I guess the post got locked? I was mostly okay with the discussion I saw, but maybe that's because the mods took care of some bad shit before I saw it. If that's the case, thank you mods. I finally read through I think all of the comments. To those that made me laugh, I sincerely thank you. I'm very stoned right now eating sour gummies and laugh crying at stupid movies. That's my coping mechanism, and I recognize it's not healthy, especially with my Ashkenazi gastrointestinal issues. Anyway, to those who think this was an issue she had with my being religious, I don't think you understand what Judaism/Jewishness is. I'm not religious. I'm actually an atheist. Her issue was with my cultural background. She didn't see my culture because I guess it's not on display all the time. I mean, I think I have a pretty stereotypically Jewish sense of humor, but maybe she didn't put that together. Anyway, the more I think about it, the more I realize what other people said here is true. She wanted me to be generically white, and when she realized I was more ethnic than that, she had an issue with it. That's anti-Semitism, full stop. I did end up telling some mutual friends the full story, and one of them told me they actually suspected she might have some conspiracy theories rattling around in her head which, if true, is like, fuck, I don't even know. He thinks she was attempting to track me because of some protocols of the elders of Zion crap she might believe, like she was hoping I would lead her to the secret meeting? I honestly hope that's not true, and I take it with a massive grain of salt. To those who think this was a made-up post, I fucking wish. I honestly feel like maybe this is a weird dream I'm going to wake up from and my perfect beautiful girlfriend will still be there. But she's not who I thought she was.
It is all too real.
I'm not going to wade into the political quagmire except to say that my ex-girlfriend's issues with me was about way more than a war thousands of miles away. I don't actually think she and I probably disagree all that much on how we feel about that war. If you can't separate those things and see the anti-Semitism behind her actions and attitudes and language, then you are part of the problem. Hope you all enjoy the lemon pasta. The recipe will be at the end of the video. Update 2. I still get messages on this account to this day. A few anti-Semitic screeds now and again, but lots of lovely people, fellow Jews and others, just checking in. It's been almost a year, and I was thinking about it again as Passover approaches. I'm not sure if anyone will see this update, but I thought I'd post it anyway. If you do see it, hi. Please don't message me if you're a Jew-hating asshole. So the post went like, minorly viral? Not enough for it to be a huge deal, but enough that people I know IRL saw it outside Reddit and connected the dots. I don't know how I feel about it honestly. It was overwhelming but also kind of exciting. I certainly didn't expect my 5 minutes of internet fame when I made the post, but I guess you never know. Anyway, I was depressed for about 2 weeks, but my friends dragged me out. I tried dating again, mostly unsuccessfully. I thought about only dating Jewish girls, but that kind of made me feel shitty. I don't have anything against Jewish girls, obviously I'm related to many, but it just felt fucked up to, like, limit my dating pool in that way. Plus, I started to feel like it would give the anti-Semites more power, like I let them control my dating choices. But when I went out with this really sweet, nominally Christian girl for our third date, I started feeling really paranoid. My best friend, 26F, who is black, was a real source of comfort during this time, and she told me that's why she usually only dates black guys, because there's always this nagging fear when she dates a white guy. Anyway, like 3 months later, I got an actual letter in the mail from Lily. One of our mutual friends had seen my post on TikTok, found the Reddit post itself, and sent it to her, without asking my permission, which is fucked up. Lily was deeply apologetic. She said she started therapy after I broke up, first just because she was depressed, but then it made her examine her views. She said her older brother is the one who planted these ideas in her head, which she now recognizes are anti-Semitic. I guess he used to be pretty far left, Bernie supporter, etc., but during the pandemic he went hard the other direction and is full Trumpist conspiracy theory now. She said she's gone no contact with him and told her parents everything too, since they were really upset about our breakup. They like me a lot. She asked if it would be possible to meet up, just for closure.
bloquear.
We chatted briefly and I agreed to meet up. This was in early September. We had a good talk, we both cried and, yes, we ended up sleeping together. But as soon as it was over I had like a full-blown panic attack, which was a first for me. She was really sweet and patient with me. She clearly was hoping this would happen, that we would hook up. But I really felt scared about what it meant. So we agreed to take it slow. And most of the time it was really nice, like we fell back into how things used to be. But that paranoia I had when I was trying to date earlier would assert itself with her at seemingly random moments, but like cranked up to 11. We went to her therapist together, which was helpful. We talked about concrete ways for her to regain my trust and how we could measure it so that she would know she was doing the right things. She was really committed, honestly. I don't really doubt that she was doing the work and wanted to do whatever it takes. But after almost 3 months of this, it was clear I couldn't actually articulate how she was supposed to regain my trust, and maybe I never could.
We broke up again.
It was really hard, and she really didn't want to end it. She kept telling me that I'm the best thing that ever happened to her. I told her that I would always have love for her, but I can't be in love with her after everything she did, and it's not fair to her to keep pretending that could change. That was near end of December. On New Year's, my best friend, the one I mentioned earlier, and I kissed. It was just supposed to be a friendly ring in the New Year kiss, but I felt my heart jump into my throat as soon as it happened. I think I've always had a crush on her since we first met in college, but never really acknowledged it to myself. Firstly, I had a girlfriend when we first met, but also she just seemed so completely cool and gorgeous and unobtainable, just undeniably out of my league. But after that kiss, and the hard year I'd been going through, I really wanted to try. I was super scared that it would end our friendship. And remember, I mentioned she said she didn't date white guys? Yeah, but alcohol will make me do things I wouldn't normally. Usually that's led to poor choices, not to mention it just fucks up my stomach. So when we found ourselves alone later in the night, I just poured my heart out and how the kiss had felt magical. Just really embarrassing soppy shit that is making me blush just remembering. But she shut me up with another kiss. It was like out of a fucking movie, you guys. We started casually, she really did not want to be my rebound. But a few weeks ago we said, I love you to each other, and she agreed to be official and exclusive. And in a couple weeks I'm going to take her to my parents for a seder. My parents already know her, they already love her, and they are thrilled for me. I'm thrilled for me. It's been a fucking roller coaster, and my life is really confusing still in other departments, but I'm just really happy. I hope you all are happy too. And if anyone made the lemon pasta, I love hearing how it went.